Hey guys, I got some great news for you. I locked myself out of the house, so that means I got time to make a video for you. And in this video, I wanted to specifically go over the massive benefits of doing calculated shipping over doing free shipping. Pretty much any benefit in free shipping goes to the buyer, and the benefits of calculating shipping are definitely way more beneficial to the seller. So let's go over just a few points that I came up with real quick. So the first thing that I want to mention is that most buyers that are buying something and see the price and the cost for the item to get shipped to them, they don't really understand the amount of money that is being charged to get that item shipped to them. To them, they just see the dollar amount and they're all like, why is it going to cost $10 to get that shipped to me? That doesn't make sense. They're not really familiar with the pricing structure of the post office as much as we resellers are. So, occasionally I'll get a message from somebody saying, hey, you're charging way too much for shipping. For this item to ship to me costs this much. That doesn't sound right. When us as resellers know, like, especially if you calculate shipping, it's like, hey, that's what it is. And most of the responses that I give to people are saying, that I agree with you. The prices are a lot. I wish they were lower. It is what it is. And then, depending on the type of message I got from the person and the vibes I'm getting from them for this transaction, I might, bargain with them a little bit on the price to help the difference depending on the type of item. And a good point that another YouTuber called One Foot Flipper, I'll put his picture up here, mentioned that I definitely agree with, is that whenever you go to make sales or mark your items down, to only have to worry about the item price itself makes it a lot more easier than having to remember what type of shipping structure you had going for this item. If you were very competitive on the shipping and you ended up charging what you as the seller are going to pay, with the discount included, and you're making no money on the shipping, or sometimes you might even be taking a loss. And to have to remember and just fiddle around with all that might not be worth it. Whereas with calculated shipping, you really don't have to worry about that part of it. You can just focus on the item's price and mark your things down according to that. And just like I just mentioned, where, how many videos per year do we see from other YouTubers saying that the post office is changing how much they're going to be charging for X, Y, and Z type of shipping? That happens quite a bit. So if we have to do a free shipping model and have to worry about keeping up with the trends of USPS, then that will definitely make it more difficult. Whereas calculated shipping, it will just change according to whatever it has in the system already. You don't have to worry about that, like I said. And another thing that I want to point out too is that the discount that you get to ship items as a seller, that's for you. That's for the seller. That's not for the buyer. So that difference, it's not necessarily a good idea to use that discount and give it to the buyer when, from my perspective, the intent is for that discount to go to the seller. You're the one doing all the business with USPS. You're the one that deserves that discount. Now, usually for me and the way that I operate things in my business is that discount goes toward, a box, the shipping materials, getting the label done and everything like that. So, I don't necessarily pocket the discount that I get for doing that online and getting those labels. I kind of use it to balance out my shipping costs for everything involved and not just the label. And if you do it that way, you're going to get a lot less times throughout the year where you ended up paying for the shipping more than what the buyer paid for it. Now, on the flip side of that, people say that, hey, charging free shipping is going to have the buyer more interested in your item. You know, people like seeing that free shipping. And I'll admit, very rarely, I also use that. And if you've noticed back here, I have a few Priority Mail flat rate boxes. Well, inside those is Nintendo Wii consoles. And on those listings, I do have free shipping. And so, you know, even I sometimes do it as well. It's not necessarily a situation where, you know, I only do calculated shipping 100%. I'll never do free shipping. You know, I'm not going to say that here. You know, occasionally I do free shipping and try to make it a little more appealing to the buyer. But overall, in the big scheme of things, I would say that it's not worth it. And although this does take a lot more time, so I wouldn't necessarily do it, but whenever you go to sell an item, most of the times, at least now in eBay, on the listing that you're creating, it will say, you know, hey, this is the average sell price. And then below it, it'll say, this is the like percentage of those sales that they have free shipping. So you could, you know, look at that. If 100 people have free shipping, you know, that might help convince you. But at least for me, most of the times I see that it's not too much of a percentage of people that offer free shipping. So it's like if most of the people, some cases no one is doing free shipping, why should I do it? And yes, while it is nice to have that check box on the side whenever you're sorting, say free shipping, and have people look at it from that perspective, there's also just as many people that click on that filter of lowest price with the item plus shipping included. So it doesn't necessarily make it all, you know, sunshine and rainbows whenever you do free shipping. Some people don't necessarily look through it that way. And I've seen a lot more experienced resellers, especially the ones on YouTube, that don't do free shipping as well. So I don't necessarily see it affecting their business. So why should I get the impression that I need to do free shipping or my business is going to be impacted? So I hope you guys like the video about going over the reason why I do calculated shipping over choosing free shipping, and why most resellers will do calculated shipping instead. And I think it makes a lot of sense. So if you enjoyed maybe learning something or just enjoyed this video in general, please hit the like button. And then also, why not subscribe? Maybe there'll be a few more tips down the road that you guys will find informational.